So I'm having a chat with Adam of the Howlers. How are you?
I'm very good, man. How are you?
Yeah, not too bad. Thanks so much. So first things first, we've been playing a new single of yours called "I Need Your Love." Tell us a little bit about the single first of all.
Um, that track is a bit of a weird one for us as a band because it was something that I wrote, and we never intended to release. I never wanted to release it. It was something that we never intended to record. It was just a song that I wrote to get rid of. Um, and yeah, it wasn't until we did pre-production of the album and we sort of sat around all together with the producers, and they kind of looked at me and they had this like mischievous look on their face. They went, "I think we should record this one," and they played it over the PA. And I like got up out of my seat and was like, "No, we're not doing that. I don't like that song, blah blah blah, etc. etc." And the boys, Tom and Gus, hadn't even heard that song because it was just like something that I hadn't even shown them that I'd written. And yeah, I kind of got outvoted as is is the way with all bands. But I'm glad I did because it's become one of my favorite tracks on the album, and um, yeah, I think it sounds great. So that's a little bit about that.
Yeah, absolutely. And that is off your debut record coming out on May the 17th. What you've got to lose to win it all. Tell us what we can expect to hear on the record.
Um, the record is what it doesn't sound like anything else out there at the moment. Neither do we as a band. So it's kind of like it represents us
Hmm.
massively, how far we've come and developed as musicians and as people and as friends. Um, and our experiences of the trauma and pain that we've been through collectively as a band that most other artists wouldn't be able to push through the amount that we've actually been through. Like I can confidently say that because it is abnormal what we've been through. But yeah, the record. I think the record sounds great. There's a real story being told in it. We we often get told that we're very cinematic in our sound, and it conjures up imagery of various different things, and we wanted this record to really show that. And yeah, even how it's structured from the track list, from track one to how side A on a vinyl would end
Hmm.
and how side B would start. It's very much thought out like that, like a film. Um, but yeah, it's great. It's up to the listeners to decide what they think of it, though, I guess.
Yeah, yeah, good. And the sound that you've created with this record, is it the sound that you planned to make, or is it simply just how it turned out in the studio?
Um, as with anything with this band, like we don't go into a room and say, "Oh, we want to sound like this," or "We want to sound like this band," or whatever. Like, that's just not how it works with us.
Mm.
Like there are so many artists out there that do that, and it's very obvious. You go in a room and every single one of them just idolizes Oasis or whatever it is, and they end up
Yeah,
sounding exactly like Oasis. And to me, like that's all well and good, but to me, that's not who you are. You know what I mean? You're not Liam and Noel Gallagher. You are John from Rotherham. You know what I mean? So it's like just be yourself. And so this record and how we sound when we get in a room is how we sound. It's not meant to sound like anything. It's like when we come together, and what we enjoy individually like melts together in this little pot. And yeah, like we often say it's like a three-way Venn diagram of like we all have things that we love individually that no one else likes, and we all cross over individually with each other on things that we like. And then that little sweet spot in the middle is where the Howlers comes into play, I guess. But yeah, it's just what happened really in the studio. And there's songs on that. There's a song right in the middle of the record called "Wanting, Waiting, Wishing," which was never. I keep looking over there because it's on my shelf. So I'm looking at it as like talking to it, I guess, like it's a living thing. But yeah, there's a song right in the middle of the record called "Wanting, Waiting, Wishing," which was just something that I was playing in the control room in the studio one day, and yeah, I was told basically we're going to record that, and that's on the record. So there's lots of bits and pieces like that. That raw emotion aspect of it is on this record, really.
yeah, nice. And I'm sure you wrote more music than what's made it onto this record. What happens to those now? Do you consider them again for next time, or do you bin them off and start again?
Um, I think it's lazy songwriting if you consider them for next time. But there'll be an extended version of the album which has I think 8 or 9 demos on it.
Mm.
Three of them are songs that didn't quite make this record. Um, and there's also one demo on that record on that extended version that is a song that we've played for a while, and I wanted very strongly to have on the main track list of this album. And I think we all regret not having it on the main track list of this album. But it's become a little gem live, if that makes sense. It's a song that we've never released, and we probably won't release a full recording of it other than a demo. But it's a song that people really connect with live, and we get a lot of movement in the crowd during that song. So it's kind of exciting to have something on this record, on the extended version of this record, that is going to be out there in its raw form that we know people already like. So, but yeah, I've already started writing an album too, if that's any consolation to fans. But yeah, so that'll be a whole new story to tell.
Yeah, nice. And do you know what direction record 2 might take? Do you know what the direction you want it to go in?
Bigger and better, I guess, is the simple answer. I think, like with anything, as a band, we are not afraid to confront ourselves and not afraid to be like, we can do better here. And this album's great. We're so proud of it. Does that mean we've hit our ceiling? No. Like I want to break through that and see where we can go and what areas that we can push and grow in. And that's what art's about. It's all about always trying to be better, I guess. That's what we kind of take as a philosophy for this band. So yeah, bigger and better, bigger songs. There's a couple of them that I've written already that I'm just like, yeah, I wish we could release that earlier than we will be, but you never know. You never know.
Yeah, nice. You mentioned the writing side of things, and I'd like to talk a little bit about it. What is it when you come to write that kicks things off for a track?
I don't sit down and like say like I'm going to write about this or write about that. I don't see something on the telly that annoys me or read something in the news that I connect with and upsets me, and I think I'm going to write about that. Like I'm not that type of writer. I'm autistic. I'm dyslexic. I play into that as my strengths, and I sit down and I pick up a guitar or pick up a keyboard or whatever it be, and I play through feeling and what naturally feels like it's going to come next, and I write that way as well. Like I'm not the most technically gifted musician, so when it comes to writing chords for songs and then eventually lyrics and things like that, I don't really know what I'm writing, if that makes sense in terms of the music. Like I don't understand some of the chords that I'm writing. Like even like when people, like the boys in the room, they go, "Oh yeah, like that's a B sus7 or whatever it is." You know what I mean? I'm like, "What is that, man?" Like, I ain't got a clue. Just like tell me where I'm playing it, and like, but that's what I love about my writing style, is that it's free flowing and it comes from a place that's outside of intelligent thought, and like thinking about it, it's just what comes out in that moment, and because it's all like done through how it sounds and what sounds good to my ears. It has a natural flow to it, a natural swing, as I've been told before, which is very Ringo Starr of me, I guess.
Yeah, nice. And you get to play some tracks live. You've got a whole bunch of touring this year. What's your plan for doing some shows? And I bet you can't wait to be doing some shows either.
Yeah, I mean, like we've been very quiet this first half of the year. Wasn't the plan, but things don't always go the way you want them to. But yeah, I think like the second half of this year, we're doing something like 40, 50 shows, which is a bit silly, but also like pretty excited about getting out there and playing everywhere and anywhere around this country. And there's like European dates that are going to be announced as well. But yeah, like playing live is our bread and butter. Is where we kind of thrive and where we enjoy most, like being on stage with each other. Like it's going to sound like really silly to say, but like when we're kind of playing on stage together, it's like it's only us three in the room. You know what I mean? Like it could be a 10,000 or 100 cap venue. It doesn't really matter. Like to us, as long as we're enjoying it and we can read each other on stage, and we're looking at each other laughing and registering each other's little mistakes and things like that. That's all it's about. Like remembering why we do this. So yeah, we're looking forward to getting out there, and we're playing like this very extensive UK tour, which is going to be fun. Hopefully, fingers crossed. Touch every bit of wood in this inside.
Yeah, definitely. You've got a mix of shows as well. You've got your full fireworks shows, but you've also got some live in stores as well. How do you cater your sets between the two? Because they're obviously going to be different.
Yeah, I mean, like the in-stores, they are a mixture of uh live tracks, as in like full band live tracks, and what I would say like stripped back like acoustic tracks. We're a three-piece, so we don't have the luxury of having the dynamics that a four-piece band would have, or a five-piece, where you can add different things to a stripped back set. So whatever we strip back, whatever we do, has to be has to sound good, has to really resonate with ourselves and sound good on a minimalist sort of thing. So that's kind of what we're doing at the moment, which is difficult because some of our in-store shows are full band and some of them are acoustic. So we're having to learn like 2, 3 different sets, which is going to be interesting to see if we remember different things. And reconstructing songs as well is always fun to do something different. But yeah, it's also as well like, you know, getting the chance to play the album in full. We're doing it. We decided that we were going to do it track by track in full, how it was designed. We weren't just going to go, oh, this is a good opener or whatever. We're going, no, we open the album with this, so we're going to go blah 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 down. So yeah, there's a lot for fans to get stuck into, I guess, really.
Nice, excellent, Adam. It's been a pleasure having a chat with you.
Thank you very much for having me today.